Making friends was easy, but was it because of my charm and beauty, or was it my fame and fortune? I don't know.
Oh my!
Those are my top qualifiers for finding a friend: fame, fortune, charm,
and
beauty.
Get ready. It's time. Christina, Catherine, Lisa, Amy, and Lauren. Welcome to the Cimorelli podcast.
Hey, I'm Christina.
Hey. Whoa! Usurped by my younger sister. Hey, I'm Kath.
I'm Amy.
I'm Lauren.
And we're Cimorelli.
Welcome back to
The Cimorelli Podcast.
Where everyone is a sister.
Really?
No.
What? Yes, we are all sisters.
We're
Oh,
Get
okay,
it?
they're not.
We're sisters.
Yeah, we are.
Where everyone is a sister.
Yeah, everyone's a sister.
So right.
So true.
Where sisters come to congregate. I don't know.
You're supposed to be taking it out.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Lord, take it away.
Take it away.
Okay, what is
someone.
it? What's the episode?
228.
It's episode 228.
Things about growing up with the internet.
Oh yeah, we did an episode of this. Wow, I can have the announcer. We did an episode of this, and we were like, we have a lot more questions too. And it was what it was really like growing up on the internet, being a child star.
Oh my gosh.
It's so weird.
Being a child YouTuber.
Yeah, so we're
Yeah.
gonna answer some more questions for you.
Let's.
So Kath and I are going to ask some questions. So where's Lisa? She is supporting her husband through his cancer treatment, so please keep their whole family in your prayers. Lisa's in whenever she's able to be in the podcast, and now she sends her little videos. So she's always in the end of the episode when we do our 5 POVs. Lisa's video will be played. So watch till the end to see that. Lisa pop in really quick. That's fun now. Her face is in it at least. Love that.
Slay.
Sorry, guys. I was doing a sad listening face, but I was thinking of something sad. Because
Oh,
I was
if you
thinking
didn't-
about my highs and lows.
Is that a running?
I'm sorry, guys.
If you didn't see the last episode, we addressed this. So go watch
think
the
it's
last
something
episode.
really
But now Kath's apologizing to whoever.
I'm sorry.
Whoever
if you're
is
watching
offended.
this, please don't hate me. Please.
This is gonna be a new running joke on this podcast.
Our listening face is when we sink into just being natural and normal, which is like this. It's not because we hate each other. It's
or
because
it's
it's a
concerned
normal.
listening face.
It's our normal listening face.
Well, I was thinking of something sad, so that was
Yeah.
a sad face.
Boom.
for
There
me.
you go.
Yeah.
There you have
She
it.
doesn't hate Lauren. She was just thinking. We swear.
All right.
Okay.
Anyway, guys, we're too sensitive.
Highs and lows of the week.
Yeehaw. Okay, I'll start because I wrote mine down, but then. Oh, okay. I remember what I wrote down. Okay. So my high was I was at the pool a trillion times. I really got
that was mine.
to rest. It was very nice. Okay, guys. It's a low because if you know, you know. So I bought jeans and I love them. Okay.
Oh.
And I thought when I tried them on at first, I was like, oh my gosh, these are perfect. They fit so well. But I failed to factor into this equation. Okay, that they were a stretchy material. And if jeans are a stretchy material, like you know that certain kind of jean material,
Yeah.
Then
and
they're
they
gonna
fit
stretch.
you.
Stretch out like a diaper.
they stretch
They
out
need it-
so much.
It needs to be tight when you first
Yes.
try them on, because that means they'll actually fit when they like stretch
so
out.
I repurchased them in a different color and a size smaller, so they can like actually fit.
Yeah.
Because I love these jeans and I will continue to wear them. But like it's just
It has
really
to be like one wear.
sad.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lauren used to always warn me about that.
Yeah.
When this was, I don't remember how many years ago, when all the jeans were stretchy.
Yeah.
Like nothing was not stretchy.
Like
and we were
jeggings?
both
I was
a
like-
26, and you'd say, don't get a 27, Christina. I'm telling you, you're going to regret it. And every time you'd always warn me about that.
Because
And I would, when I was going to get them, I'd be like, oh,
It's
Lauren
the
says,
worst.
don't get a 27. I always think about that.
Do you remember Forever 21 had all of those different
always
colored, stretchy skinny jeans?
Yes.
You know what? That was a good era. I had
Slay.
this turquoise pair. Loved
I
it.
hated them all so much.
A deep.
They weren't
It was
really
a
I thought
deep
they were
turquoise.
all
Maybe more
butt
of a
ugly.
teal.
No
No.
offense.
Now
don't
people
know if
like
I was.
imagine being a teenager in 2014.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Not the colored skinny jeans. No.
Oh, please.
It was a good time.
It was fun.
No,
Oh, wait.
hated
I don't
those.
think I wasn't a teenager in 2014.
Pre-TikTok?
I was 24.
Oh.
I was
Whoa,
22.
You are old.
I was, wait, how old was I? I was almost 20. Right?
I'm class of 08.
I'm class of 10.
I'm class of 13.
class
16.
of 10.
Yeah, class of 2010.
Doesn't really roll off the tongue.
Yeah.
Class of 10. That's what we used to say. Class of 10.
Yikes.
Oh, you got to write seniors with the 10 though.
That was pretty
Yeah,
lit.
but I was in
Wait,
college.
you graduated in 2010?
Yeah.
That
I
was
mean, not
iconic.
technically, but people my age did.
Yeah.
Technically, I was 06.
Technically, I was
15.
I was 13.
Yeah, because we were homeschooled.
Yeah,
and
I
we went
was
to college a little younger. That's if people are like, why are you saying that?
I graduated right on time in 2013 with all of my peers.
That seems
Good
like a
for you.
solid
I didn't
time.
go to
2013.
It was pretty wild.
Solid time.
I would go to
Anyway.
college and visit my boyfriend at high school.
But she was the same age as
We
him.
were the same age.
sounds so
I
bad.
will
was-
say. We were the same age. Okay, anyway, moving on.
You were just advanced.
Wait, what were we saying? Did we do
Oh,
our
we
highs
did
and
our highs
lows?
and lows.
Okay, highs and lows.
I was going on a tangent about my jeans because that
Oh,
was my
oh,
low.
oh.
Because I love the color.
Got it.
I love
my
it.
gosh,
but they
we
don't
really
fit
took off.
right.
What about like a belt?
My jeans.
No, I do have to. I'm forced to wear a belt.
Okay.
I am forced to wear a belt.
Hannah Montana's wearing my jeans.
What was that from?
Kiki Palmer's wearing my jeans.
I just can't
Wore
believe
she wore those jeans like me. It's
song is
Jenna
that?
Rose. I don't know if that was the same guy as Friday.
I think
or
it was the Friday guy.
like the same
Wow.
guy, but it was an
Whoa.
iconic song
Wow,
from the
memory
time.
That is
unlocked.
iconic.
that was too good.
Okay, so your low
Anyway.
is you bought jeans turned into a diaper. Is that
Okay.
Yes!
What's your high?
Because I was so excited. I already get my high. I'm done. I'm out. You
What
two.
was the
What
high?
was your high?
Oh,
When
you were
I
so
went to
excited
the
to
pool.
buy it?
Oh,
Oh, the pool.
I got it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I know my high, but what's my low? My low.
I was like, you can't believe she wore those jeans like you. No, I'm kidding.
I feel like my low is just the same every week. 'Cause like nothing really happened specifically, right? Anything happened recently? It's like what happened to me recently?
No, I wasn't there.
Yeah.
Basically every week my low is like I was anxious or I didn't sleep, but not for long because
She's
I
coming for that healing
have hired
training.
all the health professionals, mental and physical, to help me get out of this rut.
Slay.
Okay, so I'm
Love
getting
it.
out of this. Anyway, so don't be worried. So that's my low. My high is my BFF Jill.
Oh, love a BFF Jill.
My BFF Jill came over and hung out for 24 hours with me and slept over
24. I was going to say 24 hours.
in the guest room.
That's
Love
cute.
it.
And she's like, "You have a bounce house in here?"
Wait, you have a bounce house?
Yeah.
In my guest room. It doesn't work that well
Oh.
anymore.
Yeah, it's a little.
They have annihilated it.
Oh my gosh.
So they just inflate it somewhat, and they jump from the bed to the bounce house.
That's
Oh.
nice.
Slay.
There's my high. Hung out with my BFF. We talked for 10,000 hours. 10,000 hours. About all the random deep stuff that we wanted to talk about. We went in depth about everything. It
Wow.
was great.
Love it.
It was needed. All right, next.
Okay, I'll go.
BFF Jill.
My high was I went to the fair, and there was this thing where they have like junk car race, where you get a car from like the junkyard basically, but you make sure it still works, and they race around this mud, and then they like smash into each other, and like
It
I
looked
saw
like
cars
Twisters
rolling.
without a tornado.
I saw glass breaking. I saw bumpers falling off, tires falling
That
off.
is so cool.
Nobody got
Wait,
hurt.
real
They have-
glass?
Yeah, these are real cars.
Yeah.
They have like helmets on and
Wait,
stuff.
wait.
They do it every year.
So you're in the car?
No, I'm not there. I'm watching
watching
them
it
race.
the same.
Yeah, okay. For some reason, my mind turned that into you were
wasn't
on
a
a ride.
No,
It
but
was an
it
entertainment.
did make me feel like I wanted to enter.
Wow.
But a bit dangerous, perhaps.
That is wild.
But it was like I was like really thrilled. Like,
I don't get
wow.
why Michael doesn't do that.
I know. Well, I don't think
would
he
love
knew
it.
about it until
He basically
now.
does that in his real life.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you could do it in like a controlled environment where it's like.
Yeah, maybe. My low. Honestly, I have no recollection of what happened in the last week. So, Probably just like anxiety as per usual. Honestly, this is actually good but bad. I feel like I'm actually regulating on a daily basis to where I don't.
How did you do it?
Many years of
It's
therapy.
not me.
I don't feel anxious 24/7. So then I actually feel more anxious though about things because certain things that I didn't realize are making me anxious, because I always felt anxious, I'm like, oh no, this actually makes me anxious. And then I'm like, man, like this is a problem that I didn't know because I'm always anxious. But then when I'm not always anxious, then I'm like, oh, that actually caused me anxiety. So then it's like I have to like, I'm like realizing things that I didn't realize before that were anxiety inducing. I have to like figure out why and how do I change that, or what do I need to do, blah blah blah. So it's like kind of difficult, but it's a sign of healing, I would say.
I love it.
So good for me.
I think I get what you're saying. I was trying to think. Yeah, I think I know what you're saying.
Like, because if
You're
you're
used to
always
always
anxious,
being
you
in it.
wouldn't notice like, oh, this
Yeah.
caused me anxiety, because you're just like, oh, whatever.
You're always
I
in
just
the
am
red.
anxious.
Now you're like not always in the red, and then you're like red.
Yeah,
red.
and like a lot
Yeah.
of things do
I get
bring
that.
me anxiety. So I'm like, oh wait, like, but it's
Yeah.
like I'm not just like, oh whatever, because I'm like, wait, I wasn't anxious though, and now I am, and I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
like this. Instead of just like, oh yeah, this is normal.
I feel like it's like when people have like
So-
really bad allergies and they don't even notice it, and they're just functioning at this
Yeah.
level of like feeling sick all the time, and they're just like used to it, and then they're like, oh, this actually is bad when I don't have it. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, like when you're depressed all the time and then suddenly you're not depressed and then you're like, whoa.
Well, but then if you realize
And when you feel
certain
depressed, you're
things
like,
are
oh my
making you
God.
depressed,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
guess,
You're just realizing the difference. I just remember, I always remember this guy that I wasn't like good friends with him. He was like in my friend group in Nashville, and he, you know what I'm just gonna say. He had horrible allergies, and he went in and finally got like allergy shots, whatever. And then he's like, they told him that he was functioning at the level of someone who always had like the flu, and he always did sound really congested.
dang.
And then one day he just didn't sound congested. Anyway, sorry, that's what I was thinking of, because I always think of that comparison.
Yeah, so
You just don't even
then-
notice it.
Yeah, but now I do. But then that's stressful because I'm like, wait, why am I anxious about this though? And then I have to like figure that out. But it's good, learning, growing.
You know what's the
kinda
saddest type of
overwhelming.
anxiety out of all my many anxieties is social anxiety.
I know.
Isn't it so
it's
sad?
I literally almost was crying the other day in church because I was like, why am I so anxious that I can't even go ask this random person if this is the line for confession or not? And I was just like,
I saw this
I was like, I'm an ant on the ground.
I saw this meme that was like, I think this is literally social anxiety in a nutshell. It was like this person sitting at these two pathways that both led to these like dark woods, and it was like two choices, and it was like me feeling awkward not talking, me feeling awkward talking.
Literally.
It was like you feel like you're too quiet,
It's
or you're
so
talking too much, and
sad.
you're just like either one is bad.
I feel like becoming a mom actually made my social anxiety way better, because I was forced to do a bunch of stuff, because you can't be like, oh, I'm just not gonna call my child's doctor, even though I don't want to. Like, you have to. And then they're always with me, which I feel like always gives me an automatic, like when strangers judge me, they automatically, normally when you see a mom, you normally give her like,
You
kind of
judge their
like,
child.
oh,
not
she
them.
looks, no, you're normally like, oh, a mom.
Yeah.
Moms have like a general,
It's like, oh, she's a mom.
have a general good judgment. Oh, a mom, right?
Yeah.
And I'm with my kid, it's like I'm not alone. So I'm like,
Yeah.
oh,
Otherwise, it's like,
just a
oh,
time.
that
Then
woman.
it's just like, I don't know what they think of me. Well, it's different. It's like, what are they gonna put
No,
on
yeah.
me? But
And
they're
your children tend to get high marks from strangers.
they're
depending.
automatically gonna put mom on me. So I'm like, that's
Yeah.
kind of good.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like, oh, she's probably nurturing, perhaps.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what are they gonna put me? Random things. Don't know.
Mm.
So I like that one. It actually got better.
Okay.
That's the one thing that I've improved on the last few years.
Wow.
Until now.
She's improving many things.
Until
She is healing.
Did we all say it or
Oh,
no?
I'll do mine. It's not. I was
I
just.
thought
It's
you
not that
already
interesting.
did yours.
Well, I did it last episode.
Yeah. you need-
I'm saying that
catch
might be
up.
what you're thinking of. Honestly,
hear it.
that might be a
Try
memory.
it again.
Okay, my low is sort of this string of sleepless nights and really busy days. Like
Yeah.
yesterday, it was like early morning, bus, club. You know that thing? It was just
Another
like
club, plane. Yeah.
it was literally everything. And then it was like, and you're
Bus,
not sleeping
club.
tonight. Haha. And then that was like the day before and the day before. So it's like, ugh. And then it's gonna be
soldier.
that tomorrow too. I'm already prepping tonight. I'm like, I gotta prep food tonight. I gotta pack all my stuff because tomorrow's gonna be like very long.
Do you and Max do switch off who gets to sleep in?
No.
Because I think it's a game changer.
Because
He doesn't get
there is one
What?
day
No,
a
on the
week.
weekend.
There's one day
On
a
the
week.
weekend.
No, there's only one day a week on the weekend where it's possible. And I mean, I guess we could switch off
What?
weekends.
Well, sometimes Nick has 0 days available, but I get 1 day to sleep in. Guaranteed.
No, I'm saying he works
there's
on
one
Saturday
day.
mornings early, so we have Sundays. So I guess we could do that every other weekend.
If there's one
person.
day
Yeah.
where Nick is not gone at like 4 a.m., then I get to
I will
sleep
say,
in.
Max and his angel heart. There are actually a couple mornings a week where he always takes the boys, like the twins, and then I take the baby. So there's a lot of mornings where if Asa, by the grace of God, actually sleeps like in a little bit till like 8 instead of 7, then Max will just like close the door and go get the boys and bring them downstairs and just leave me sleeping with Asa. That happens quite a lot. So that's sleeping in, I would say.
Oh, okay. My
So,
children
yeah.
never did that at all.
Yeah, there's random days where Asa will, because he won't sleep well, and then he'll sleep till 8 because he was like up a lot of the night.
Mine are all wired to get up in the 6 o'clock, basically, or 7
Yeah.
o'clock. But in my current setup, they sit in their bed until 7.
My children are
I'm like,
very
we're not getting up until 7.
7 o'clock. That has like been their wake up time for a long time. 7. Sometimes it'll be a little, but anyway, yeah, boring. Sorry, guys. Sleep.
But I think that is a game changer. Knowing one day, like just when you go to bed and you know for sure, like you've planned it the night before,
Yeah.
it makes you sleep better. Just like, I know my husband is getting the children in the morning. And you
Yeah,
the whole night you're
honestly,
thinking, I
we
get to
should
sleep in.
we should do that. That would be nice. Even
get to
every other
sleep
weekend
in.
would be nice. And
It's a game
then
changer.
my high. Oh, it's such a simple high. I feel like life lately is just like these simple good things. You know, it's the simple
Yeah.
things. We did like a little barbecue, family barbecue. You guys were there.
I was
You were there, right?
It was not rare. No, she
Were
was
you
not
there? No, you were not
Oh,
there.
I was there.
You were
Oh
there.
my God.
And you were there. And we just did like a little barbecue, and the kids went out and played in the backyard, and then like we were just inside chatting. It was just like simple and fun.
Yeah, I was with the children.
That was
Amy
a
was
good-
being the elite level Aunt.
It was a great night. Amy
running
took
with the
my
crazies.
children.
Listen,
And I
I
just
know
sat-
Vince would rather hang out with them than discuss health stuff.
We were talking about health stuff.
Yeah, I was like, I heard that. I was like, I'm out.
Yeah,
It
but
was
then we
great.
went out
Because
on the
then I'm
deck.
gonna start being like, oh my gosh, what problems do I have?
Yeah.
But then we went out on the deck, and I feel like the conversation evolved because Alex always brings like a spice. Alex always just throws a curveball.
Yeah.
He's like, I've been thinking about.
And Barrett was
Opens
calling
up.
the twin. He was calling him twin.
Who?
Barrett. He's like, I have the thing. Oh, what are they called?
Popsicle.
Popsicle for twin.
He's saying,
For
I have a
twin.
popsicle for twin because he didn't know their name.
He's like, Mimi.
He
don't
knows
eat
their
that.
names.
That's for twin. I think he just didn't know which twin
That
it was
is
for.
so weird, Barrett.
I think he meant to say the twin.
For twin.
It was
Okay,
good.
Barrett, okay. Okay, so we're going to move on to our topic, a.k.a. Kath and I interviewing Amy and Lauren about what it was like growing up on the internet with our juicy questions. This one's more about relationships. But first, before we get into this, I have to say, if you want to see every full episode, we only post every other full episode on YouTube. You got to join our Patreon, patreon.com/Cimorelli, link to the description. It's $5 a month. You get every episode, plus you get our Motivation Mondays. Every Monday, one of us does a whole video of a motivational topic of our choosing. Something to start your week off on the right foot. So something to just really, Mondays can sometimes be like, meh. So this is, I think it's a really great way to start your Monday, just saying. And you have all our past Q&As of Mondays, including Lisa's in some of those as well, just saying. And then you have our past series, like Things We Don't Talk About, Wacky Wednesdays with Lisa.
Sister game night. or
There's
Super Sister,
so much stuff.
where I cried during the spelling bee because Kevin gave us all French words that make no sense and are not English.
You cry.
Oh my
Yes, I cried. I got
gosh.
so mad because I was like, I have no
Wait, what word
prayer
did I do?
spelling these.
What word did I do? What was the French word?
They were just random French words.
I don't know.
I was like,
That are
Catherine,
used in English.
They weren't, yeah.
No,
they
but
were-
it's ones that you
sorry.
wouldn't know. You wouldn't know.
That's the point of a spelling
Oh, it
bee.
was like-
they don't say how you spell cat.
It was like rendezvous, right?
no, it was
Yeah,
random stuff
something like
weird.
that.
No,
It's
it
like-
was like, yeah, never mind.
like hors d'oeuvre.
Apropos.
It might have been that.
It wasn't hors
No, it
d'oeuvre.
was something
No, but something
akin
like
to that. I just was
Where
like,
people
hors
use
d'oeuvre.
and I had
it.
to go up against Lisa, and Lisa's way better than me at that. So it was so hard.
Okay.
But
Oh, also,
nevertheless, she persisted.
we should do a little background on this episode. Because
Oh.
I would just say one thing really quick, because in case you didn't see the first one and you're like, what does this mean? So the reason we're interviewing them is because when we got discovered on the internet, Christine and I were both a little older and they were very young. Because Lauren, how old were you?
When?
when
She was
the party in the
11.
USA.
11.
She was only 11 and Amy was.
I was 14. So
Yeah.
that makes you guys.
I was 17 and she
18.
was 19. So it's like we were kind of coming
yeah,
out
19
of
or 19.
adolescence by the time like we got
Yeah.
discovered or whatever. So
I was an adult.
we're basically saying growing up on the internet, like they literally were entering adolescence. So yeah, just giving you the background there in case you're like, what does it mean?
So we
Why
already
did-
did the part 1 of this, which I forgot what it's called. Something about like growing up on the internet. Something.
It literally, yeah, it's
Going
called- what was,
viral
like,
as
going
children.
Viral as kids, basically.
So we did the first few questions there, and then we're like, wait, we can't get through all the questions. Let's make it part
And
2.
I cried in that, guys.
You did.
Say-
Just saying. Okay.
Mel was texting me about it, and I was like,
So let's go to the
we
first
had a little
question.
discussion.
The first question
Love
of
you,
this
Mel.
one is
I got
about
it right here.
relationships, right?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's how did growing up on the internet, Amy, I'm looking at you, both of you, because I'm including you.
God.
He's
It's
like, nothing
You're
happened
so
ever.
annoying, Mom.
Yes!
Okay,
No,
embarrassing me.
This topic is very conflicting for me.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
very conflicting.
How did growing up on the interwebs affect your friendships?
Poorly.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
It made me very, very jaded. And
Poorly.
I think that, yeah, it made me very jaded because I would meet people and then they would tell me after we were already friends that they were watching our videos and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just so weird because you feel like this weird like switch and you're like I don't
Yeah.
care if you watched our videos. I just need to know up front.
Yeah.
Then I know what I'm dealing with.
You need to say it right away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's
You
like
do not keep that secret.
It's
That's
a
bad.
bad.
we can still be like good friends if you watched my videos growing up. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's like you have to tell me right
But
away.
this is them as a kid. So this is
yeah.
Yeah,
watch it
we're
growing
talking
up.
about
Even
past
then,
time.
still though, yeah. I needed. Well, it was it was hard because I didn't meet many people that weren't watching. So it was a bit strange. But I also didn't meet many people that I was friends with because I had no friends. So that was another
Yeah.
problem. Perhaps.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, see, I think there's a couple different things here because one, being in LA, then it was easier to make friends because you were like got the glitz and the glam, you know.
Oh, yeah,
So it's like
true.
it was easy to make friends because everyone would like know who I was already, or if they didn't, they would learn soon and be like, "Oh yeah, let's be friends." So it's like, okay, cool. But that my troubles with this was people that, which I learned this later, not to like tag people that I'm friends with if they don't have like a public account or don't like understand
Like,
how
tag me.
to conduct themselves, perhaps. Because it's
literally.
like I would, everyone posts about their friends on their social media.
Except for me,
When you're a
I do not
teen.
ever. Even as a teen sidekick.
What? You definitely did. Like, you would post pictures with your friend on your Facebook or something.
Okay, on my Facebook.
That's
This
what
should
I'm
have been
saying.
like
It's
a
normal.
private account.
well,
Yeah,
that was
it's
private.
normal to post about your friends.
Yeah.
And talk about things. And it's like, so some of my friends, it would be like a public thing. Like, people would follow their Twitters and their Instagrams, whatever, because they're like, oh, this is Lauren's friend. I want to check up, see if she posts any pics with Lauren,
Oh, yeah,
basically.
that's
Yeah.
definitely weird.
Which, like, I did that as, like, a fan of someone, like Justin Bieber or whatever. It's like you follow his, known associates, see if they say anything.
No,
They
yeah.
post that they're with Justin. Which, like, it's just, like, fan thing. But I realized later that was not good. Because,
Yeah.
there was actually multiple times that my alleged friends flamed me with lies on their Twitter, where I was so confused why they were flaming me and making things up like, oh, all she talks about is herself and her fame and blah, blah, blah. Where I was like,
That is so
I
not true.
literally don't do that. I don't talk about anything. I confronted her about that later. She's like, sorry, I don't know why I did that. It's like, okay.
I don't know why I did that.
Sorry, I don't know why
That
I did
was-
that for me.
People love to do that. I'm like, okay, good for you.
Sorry, I don't know why I did that.
But that was like after we were friends that she did that. So I guess she was like, she was mad or something. I don't know. But that was my problem. There was multiple things where it's like friends with someone and then it's like a public thing because I didn't understand at the time because I was young, and then they flame me after we're not friends anymore. And that was really difficult because A, they were flaming me publicly, and B, like, you know, I didn't want to like clap back and be like, these are lies, because it's not really my vibe. So I just had to sit there and be like, okay, well, people probably think that I'm some rude person now because that person said that, but I'm not going to say anything, so okay.
Yeah.
So that was a challenge. It was like the public friendships thing of people flaming me. And just like, yeah, just feeling like, and honestly, I still feel this way, sorry, but feeling like someone, like, you think about your friends and you're like, but would you still be the same level of a friend that you are if I didn't have like a status? That was English, British for status. Where it's like, not necessarily like, oh, I think anyone is like, oh, only friends with me because of that, but it's like,
makes you wonder.
that question is still, you know, pops up of like, would you care as much? Would you think I was like as good as you think that I am? And I definitely felt that way a lot as a teen, especially like, yeah, it's a little different now because it's like people are not necessarily like, people my age are not exactly like, oh, I'm a raging fan.
Yeah.
But at the time though, being young, and that was like our peak too, then it's like a lot of people were. And it's just feeling like, yeah, people being like, oh, tag me.
Not the tag. I don't.
Oh my God,
I feel like I
guys.
blocked that out.
How many times did this happen? I remember that sinking feeling where you're like, kind of meeting a new-ish friend and you're like, oh, the person was really cool, we had so much fun, and then you like post a picture like, I don't know, on your story or something, and then they're just like, they text you afterwards, hey, do you think you could tag me in that photo? And you're like,
no. Yeah, and I'm like, sorry, I don't tag people.
Honestly, it's
or
just
like, follow me back.
it's like you've suddenly just free dove into the ocean. You're just sinking so deep and you're like,
No, yeah.
People would take my phone and try to follow themselves on my phone, which I would
Yes.
or they're like, hey, can you follow me? And you're like,
yes,
oh,
I don't know. Yeah. And then
I like
wouldn't.
forgot about that.
It's so hard to trust people when you're like wondering, or you find, I hate that, you find out months later that someone was a big fan of you and they
Yes,
never
that's
said
so
it.
weird.
It's weird that there are people who are really upfront about it, but then there are people who are just the same mindset, but they're not upfront about it, and they're really sneaky about it.
That's
that
weird.
is the scary one.
Because I'm
that
like,
one's so
why
scary.
are you like
being upfront? That's good. Be upfront.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think living in LA definitely magnifies that too.
Yeah. Well,
That didn't
Or do you
I
feel
don't
like it
know,
was just as
because
bad in
That
Nashville?
didn't help.
moving here, like I was
Well, you were still
16,
really, you were in high school.
and I still felt like making friends was easy. But was it because of my charm and beauty, or was it because of my fame and fortune? I don't know.
Oh my!
You know, those are my top qualifiers for finding a friend: fame, fortune, charm,
and
beauty.
fortune.
That was too
But I will say, this is the difference that I see. At least, tell me if you guys agree. I feel like in Tennessee, people are way more obvious about it. They're like,
Oh yeah.
oh my gosh, you're fat.
No, that's true.
But you're like, thank you. I'm so thankful you're being upfront
People
about this.
here don't pretend as much, but they definitely have. Like people that are like maybe in the industry more, where I'm like talking to them and then like, oh yeah, I know who you are.
Yeah, but I have to say, guys, to give you a peek on the opposite end of this, let me just give you a perspective. This actually might not always be bad, even though I'm definitely like you, where I'm like, like I don't trust anyone because of it. I did this to someone kind of in a weird way,
Of course
like
you did.
way long ago. Listen, let me tell the story because maybe this will give you perspective. It was a guy that I liked.
Yeah,
From
can't let him know.
church, but not my church. It was my friend's church that I would go to the youth group sometimes. And you know what I'm talking about. Amy knows, 'cause Amy always
Is
remembers.
this the guy that like introduced himself to you like 6 times? Or was that
No,
your
he
friend?
introduced himself to my friend 6 times. I could never remember her name. And he was like too cool. But anyway, I saw him as like this idol because he was the worship leader.
Oh my!
I mean, honestly, he
gosh,
was
I
kind of
can't.
like small town famous of like everyone.
Small
like,
town famous is such a
you know what I'm saying?
concept.
Like he was a
can't.
musician. And he had a lot of people that were kind of like fans of his music, and they would
Yeah.
go to his shows and get his CDs and stuff.
Where
so
is
like
he now?
I don't know.
We need to do a deep dive after this.
But I liked
need
him,
to.
and I actually saw him at like one of his shows. Oh, that's so embarrassing, guys. Bleh, bleh, bleh. I wrote a poem. Bleh, bleh, bleh. It was called. Oh no, this is guys. I am blushing in my soul. It was called.
Tell us, what was it called?
So bad. The boy with the silver voice.
Guys, can I just say my
That
favorite
is
thing?
embarrassing. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm co-opting your episode. Let me just finish my story.
Oh my god!
My favorite thing is when William's head just like pops up out of the corner out of shock of something, and it popped up at Silver Voice.
Okay, but anyways, the boy with the silver voice, which is the most embarrassing thing I've ever remembered.
Can't believe.
I was like a fan of him because I saw him on stage and I liked his singing and I liked his songs. And then he and I somehow became like, I don't know, friends. But then he liked me and it was weird. I don't know.
He was a
And
wacko.
then way down the road, I told him, I literally did the thing I'm saying I hate. By the way, I was at your show that you did like 2 years ago, whatever. And he was like, why did you never tell me that? He was really annoyed.
'Cause it is strange.
But I genuinely I was a fan of him. I didn't have ill will.
This is
when was
before-
this?
This is before
She
you
was
knew what
like-
it felt like, right?
What,
Yes.
like 15,
This was
16?
like, yeah, this
is
was
before
like
she knew.
2007,
Interesting.
2008. We
So
didn't go
why
viral
didn't you tell him?
because I felt like he was gonna think I was a fan, which I was.
But you were, yeah, that's
You
the
didn't
thing.
have like a real.
You
follow.
gotta be.
No, it was a small town famous.
Correct.
Because he was the guy. Sorry, guys, I'm co-opting your episode. He was the guy who everyone was like, "Oh, he's so hard to get," and I was like, "I gotta
got
get
the
him."
silver voice.
And then he like hugged me, and my friend was like, "Oh my
the
gosh,
hug!
he never hugs anyone." Because he was a Christian youth pastor or whatever.
Too
So
good,
anyway,
Kat.
How old was
That
he?
was too good.
he was older than me. Wow, I liked a lot of older guys.
How old was he?
I was like 16, 17. He was probably like, oh gosh, wow, like early 20s.
Oh, are you sure?
Oh, that's weird. I think he was.
Wait,
yeah.
the whole time I thought he was your age.
Yeah, same.
When you told me about him, I thought he was
He
your
was
age.
at least a couple years older.
Ew.
That's kind of weird. Okay, anyway.
Red flag.
Red
Sorry. So anyway, I'm
flag
just
on the
saying
play.
maybe sometimes I'm not a horrible person, you know. So like,
No, we don't think
No,
you're
it's
horrible.
not
I-
a horrible
yeah.
person, but it's just a not upfront person.
yeah, it's a little.
So
it's weird.
that's a
that I
tip
don't
for
love.
anyone
I mean-
watching. If you meet
Yeah.
someone and you watch their videos, just tell
Uh,
them up front.
Just blurt it out.
Just
Okay,
say.
here's the
Yeah.
next one. How did it affect your romantic relationships? In a similar way, I would guess.
Yeah.
But guys
Yeah.
were not our demographic, TBH.
No, you know how
Yeah.
it affects. Okay, not growing up, but now that I'm older, it's hard because I have. This is gonna sound so bad. It's like it's like we're saying I've done so much and have a lot of direction and passion and like clarity, and I've been working at this for 15 years. It's hard to date now because of that. Because men are so freaking afraid of me because of it. They're so like they can't handle it. It's hard. It's hard.
Intimidating.
Yeah.
I relate.
It would always be like you're on a date.
Exactly.
Sorry, you're on a date, and then they're like, "What do you do?" And you're like,
You're like-
"I'm a musician." They're like, "Do you play any local?"
Yes,
Yes.
like, do you play
venues?"
around here?
And you're
I'm
like,
like, sure.
"No, I play on the internet." It sounds so weird.
I play on
So
the
weird.
internet. Yeah.
I play in my mind.
What would you say?
Well, I'm trying to think back to my youth. I feel like, yeah, it's the same kind of thing where it's just like, it's, yeah, like wondering if they're more interested because of your status or because
not
of
the
actually
status.
you. But I didn't really have that happen that much of like guys that I felt like were like into the fame, because I feel like I really didn't like that, so I'd be like, ew, what? I like
Yeah.
people that were ignoring me more, probs. So
Yeah, same.
didn't really go for
For
that.
sure.
There was some things where like perhaps I wrote a song perhaps about someone and it was perhaps on our album, and then it's like, okay, then later, years later, then a friend, perhaps a mutual friend is like, oh yeah, I was on some mission trip thing with him and a couple other people, and he played this sad song in the car with us. It's like, oh, this is about me. Which, by the way, that was not actually about you, even though I told you that it was. And I listened to it the other day, and I'm like, this is so not about him. This is the most dramatic thing ever. We didn't even date. We never even... No, we did hang out one-on-one.
Then who was
one
it about?
time.
You're saying it was about deeper
Yes.
feelings.
It was about deep pain and trauma in my life, but at the time I thought that it was about him. But I'm like,
You're like projecting it onto him, but he wasn't really.
Because I'm like, you didn't do that to me.
I'm sorry. Why would you play that in front of people though? That's terrible.
I'm talking about Acid Rain, guys. Okay, that song.
That's very deep.
You're in
You
my
want to be
veins.
proud of making of someone making a song
yeah,
about
that
you,
sounds
though?
like someone you were like deeply.
Which
like
I was
addiction.
not. And I did feel very sad when, like, you know, I'd see him at youth group and he'd ignore me, and it was with that other girl who, by the way, she copied me and my style. But yet he liked her better. Okay.
Wait,
Always happens to me.
That is so interesting. I feel
She
like that's never
literally
happened
started
to me.
wearing something specific because I wore it.
Okay, but the song thing is really interesting. That you literally wrote such an intense thing aimed at him, but it wasn't actually about him.
Yeah, and it's, you know, it was metaphorical, and I was, you know, taking creative liberties with it, but I wrote a very intense, sad song. It was like, you would think that I at least, like, dated this guy.
Oh,
No,
you didn't have a super intense experience with him.
I, like, emotionally, to me at the time I did, but, like, no.
When
we
you look
didn't,
at it, it's like...
we didn't actually, like, have a relationship. It's, like, a friendship from afar where he's ignoring me half the time.
Friendship from afar.
Like a group hang thing.
that's hard.
And we hung out one time one-on-one.
And you wouldn't like think about him when we'd perform that on tour.
No, I was actually...
That's when you know.
No,
That's
I was
when you know.
listening to it the other day for my own emotional expression, and I was like, it took me out of my emotional expression how horrified I was that I sent that to him and told him it was about him, because he was probably like, what are you saying? Which he did kind of say that. He's like, I feel like you think I'm more devious than I actually am. And I'm like, yeah, I can see why. Because I wrote this dramatic song, like, you ruined my life. And he's probably like, what did I do? I don't understand. But apparently he liked that because he was parading around town.
That
Oh,
is
this song
so
is about
weird.
me.
That is so
No
bizarre.
hate to him.
can't
I
hear
actually
it.
think
Parading
he's
it
a good
around.
person. I like him. Not that I've spoken to him anytime, but looking back, I'm like, he is nice. I like him.
Okay.
But yeah, I feel like that's really
Yeah.
Okay, the next one. If you could go back and change anything, and this is the last question I think we can do.
Yeah.
If you go back and change anything, what would you change if you could change anything? I can think of a lot of things.
Yeah, I would probably just not be like online.
On the
Like
internet.
I would have like someone else post stuff for me, because I like making videos and doing tweets or
Yeah.
whatever, but I don't think that was good.
Yeah. Less. Yeah.
Like reading the comments and like interacting with people.
Yeah, and just
Yeah.
like
Getting DMs from any
yes,
random person.
like why was I privately messaging anyone at the age
Yeah.
of 11, 12, 13?
Ugh,
Even though, yeah,
so
it's
sad.
like, it was pretty much like young girls and other kids, whatever. But like, I
It
don't
ain't
know.
right.
Some of it wasn't. I don't know.
It
I was just
ain't
trying to be
right.
nice. Ha ha, thanks, whatever.
Yeah.
So,
Haha, thanks.
Yeah, I feel that. Because I'm very conflicted, because I'm like, on one hand, I like how my life turned out, and it wouldn't turn out the same if I didn't do this, and I know I would be absolutely miserable if I wasn't allowed to participate because I was too young.
mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't change that. Maybe I would change starting older, perhaps. Like we all started together older.
Yeah.
But like, I wouldn't change the outcome in a lot of ways, except for like some certain, physical safety ways.
Yeah.
Of people like violating certain physical boundaries that, never mind. Anyway, I think, but like I didn't have a smartphone literally till I was out of high school. I would keep that.
That's good.
I had trillion siblings trying to use a computer at the same time. So I couldn't go on that much, even though I could.
Trillion.
I definitely was on the
So
computer.
it's like, in a lot of ways it was good. And I didn't actually have like
Unfettered.
Yes, I was literally thinking that word. Interactions with the internet as a child. But yeah, I wouldn't read comments and I wouldn't be on the internet really much at all. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just too young for that.
Yeah. It's hard to figure that one out.
It should have made it so no one could have messaged you guys, and we should have turned the comments off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do we have to have comments on as a society?
You don't.
Exactly. It used to be like a badge of honor type of thing. Like, if you turn it off, it was so much shame. But why?
Yeah. That's
Why
so
must
stupid.
you have the
Because
ability to be
people
commented on?
want to flame you and they can't if they're off, so they flame you for turning them off.
So
That's all they can
annoying.
flame
But then
you
they
for.
get over it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
Then let's move on to our 5 povs, where we're gonna have Lisa's last with her video. So this week,
Is this coming from the patrons?
or did that feel like it had enough of a period on the end of that? I'm like, okay.
bye.
But now I'm like, I'm a little brain dead today. So, okay, guys, thank you for sharing your thoughts and feelings. What a time it was. What a time.
What a time.
What a time.
Okay, there's the end of that. Okay, so let's go to our 5 pops. If you could have a shopping spree at any store, which store would you choose?
And these are from our patrons. This comes from our Patreon. Oh, gosh. What's...
Okay, I always think this when I'm at the
spree?
store, so I feel like this is the answer, which is Whole Foods.
Oh.
Every time I'm at Whole Foods, which is not very often, I'm like, I want to buy everything in the
Slay.
entire store.
Slay,
So I feel like it's Whole Foods.
Probably Urban Outfitters. Ugh, it's so expensive.
I never go to any actual stores.
Maybe Altered State, perhaps.
Oh, I like Altered State. Their stuff's cute.
I literally don't own anything from
It's
there.
too hard.
Because it's too expensive. I'm like, I can't stomach spending that much money.
I like, but I will never buy it because it's too expensive. But I really like the clothes from Free People. So maybe like Free People.
Ooh, yes,
yeah, I
Kat,
could see
that's
that for
you.
you.
I like it.
Yeah.
There's so many times I see stuff and I'm like, ooh, it's so cute. And I'm like, I'm not spending that much money on one
Yeah,
shirt.
Too far.
It's hard.
All right, let's see.
Lisa.
Lisa.
Tell us, Lise.
What is Lisa going to say?
Oh, this is hard. You know what's funny is my first thought is like Prada, because I see so much Prada
say,
stuff that I
it's nice
absolutely
to see
love.
something
I don't
like
really like other designers that much. I mean, I don't buy them at all. But when I see people wearing other ones, I'm like, eh. But I love Prada. I might
Okay.
do that just because it's a spree that I wouldn't normally do. Yeah, actually that's what I'm gonna go with. Oh, or Free People. I love Free People. Yep. I would also do Free People. That's an easy one.
Slay,
Twins, Lisa.
queen.
Twins.
Boom. All right. Last thing is Sister Spotlight, where each of
Yeehaw.
us, a different sister gets a spotlight on her each week. We have Get Real with Christina, Sappy or Sassy Thoughts with Kath, Lisa's Corner, Amy's Rants and Raves, and Lauren's Take. And this week, the sister is... Ding! Sappy or Sassy Thoughts with Kath.
I was thinking I need to do a sassy soon because it's been a while.
Yeah.
But I thought about sassy today and I was like, I got nothing. I don't have energy for sass right now because I'm kind of sleep deprived. But I always have the energy for sap. Okay, so my segment today is a continuation of something I shared in the last episode, which is entitled "Celebrate the Ordinary."
Ooh.
That's
Like
my
a
thought for
vintage
you.
birthday party.
Literally. And I think the reason I've been thinking about this is because it's my twins' birthday next week. And I'm doing like a little party for them and their friends. And I just keep thinking about how it doesn't take a lot to make a moment special. But if you don't do a little bit of planning, the moment will just pass you by and you'll wish that you would have.
So true.
Yeah. So it's like, and I just think we live these lives of quiet desperation. I'm just
I was thinking that.
No, we live these lives where it's like you have your ordinary life, you have your mundane tasks, And everything can kind of start to like bleed together just because you're doing the same things every week. You're going to the grocery store, you're taking your car to get your oil change, you're doing your laundry. You know, it's just like, which I actually enjoy a lot of those things. But it kind of can get a little mundane. And so it's really important to break up the moments of mundaneness with celebration.
So
and
true.
I was so happy to do like a little gathering for my father-in-law for his birthday last night. It was just our family and my in-laws. We just did such a sweet little birthday celebration, and my heart was just brimming with how wholesome it was.
Oh my god.
Slay!
It was so wholesome, and just seeing like, I don't know, I just love
heart was
that.
brimming.
I love
My
seeing
heart brims
people
sometimes
feel
when I see a
celebrated.
sunset.
Wow, good for you, Amy. I just feel like hospitality is like my gifting. I really love it. And
It's not mine.
wow.
Yeah.
No one has to tell me what to do.
But yeah, I don't know. I just want to encourage you guys, like, you just do little things to celebrate people and celebrate ordinary moments. Don't make it a smaller deal than it is. Like,
Ooh.
oh, it's just my birthday. I have one every year. No,
No.
celebrate it. Or it's Labor Day. I was like, hey, we should have a barbecue. Come on, guys. Like, yeah, it's just Labor Day. It's just a 3-day weekend. But like, and it can be. But it's nice to just do things that are different and outside of the ordinary at every opportunity you can get. Those are the moments that make your life worth living. Is things that you take a moment to just stop and appreciate it and celebrate it, even if it's small. So
So true.
that's my what's the word? My like go
Message.
out, go send you
Call
out.
to action.
That's my call to action for you is celebrate the ordinary.
I love it, Kat.
Love it.
I love it.
That's it.
Well, thank you all for joining us.
To all a good night.
We'll see you in the next episode.
We will. See you
Bye.
Bye.
You've been listening to the Cimorelli podcast. Follow Cimorelli on Spotify and subscribe on YouTube. You can also find Cimorelli on Facebook and Instagram.